125th, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now,
Yeah.
Black Ink Radio.
What up, what up? Tune in to Black Ink Radio Live. It's Rich Mo. I got my boy in the building, the infamous, the legend, the myth. Y'all give it up for Pimpin Ken, y'all. What's good, brother?
Hey, what's good, Rich?
What's going on, man? Long time, man. Been trying to get you on this show for a minute.
Yeah, man. You know, sometimes, schedules conflict, but I always make myself available for good people. You know, you definitely a good man.
Definitely you too, man. Always been solid. You know what I'm saying? It's an honor for me. You know what I mean? And I'm glad you're here. You know what I mean? Get down to it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely heard about you way before I met you. You know what I'm saying? So it was a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? So for anybody that's been under a rock for the last however many years and never heard of you, could you give them a brief introduction as to who you are and what you do?
Yeah, first of all, I started off in the mean streets of Chicago. I moved to Milwaukee. When I was in Milwaukee, I used to read this book called Iceberg Slim, and he was a pimp. So, being that he's from Milwaukee, it was like, hip-hop being from the Bronx.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, oh, this is where it all started at. This is where it originated at. So a lot of us, me and my partners, we used to read these books, and we used to act like we were little pimps and stuff like that, So we used to ask the girls for little candy bars and candies and potato chips. It was just all, a little pretty much imitation. We was emulating what we thought was, pimping. And then I ended up being 16, and I found myself in a real situation where one of my partners had 3 girls, and they were prostitutes. And I asked him, could I have one? And he obliged me. And he said, which one I want? I said, give me the one that's light bright with the pussy candy stripe, So he was
Light bright. Okay, my bad. All right.
So he gave me the mellow yellow, right?
Okay.
And I took mellow yellow, and she made me a pretty decent fella. You know what I mean? So I ended up getting into the game. I met a lot of old players, and I eventually was really official. But because of who I was, I was into the life of crime. I was a little juvenile delinquent, right? So I studied committing crimes, even though I was in this lifestyle, and eventually, led me in and out of the reformatory school because I was too young to go to prison. Then when I was 17, they waived me and took me to prison because I was basically going in banks and giving the lady change. And when she takes the change and go back and count, I would go in the tilt and steal all the money out the tilt.
Oh, wow.
So, I ended up stealing like millions of dollars, me and my little partners. So they couldn't really get us how they want to give us, so they gave us a bunch of trumped up charges. And we ended up going to prison, and then we kept going back and got out, went back again. Then, a lot of guys in prison said, man, you talk pretty fast, man, because I used to entertain in prison. I'd be like, a girl got a horrible blow, a barbecue meal, dude. She got to let the next move be her best move, and I make a success move, you know what I mean? So I used to say all these little rhymes and stuff in prison. So dudes was like, man, hey, man, you really got it, man. You need to really get out there and make it happen. So when I came home, my brother, he tried to give me a bag. I wasn't too good with the pack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? I just didn't like dealing with.
That ain't my thing.
I like dealing with crackheads, on a daily basis, and all the lying and playing and games. So I said, I don't really play that much, especially being out of prison. I really didn't play. I didn't turn my radio on because it played. You know what I'm saying? That's how serious I was. You know what I'm saying? So I eventually got into the game, Mo, and I became legendary. I became the #1 pimp in the country. I won every player ball award you can win. I won international player ball, local player ball, national player ball. I won it all. I was the best dresser. I wore hundreds of $1,000 jewelry, Rolls Royce minks. I had up to 16 girls, and I became legendary in the pimp game. Then this movie came out called Pimps Up and Hoes Down.
Right.
And that's when I had like an epiphany, I kind of changed my life, because I seen myself on screen for the first time, and I seen what type of person I was, and I seen how, heartless I was, and, how I was glorifying this lifestyle, and my mama didn't like that. My mama's a Christian lady, and then I got sisters, what I'm saying, and I got daughters. So I was like, well, it's time for me to make my exit plan.
Switch it up, yeah.
So, I got out the game, and I ended up coming to Atlanta. I met Jermaine Dupri. He put me on a song called Instructions because I talk a lot of shit, swallow a lot of spit, right?
Right.
So when he put me on that sold a million records. And then next day, Lil Jon, Next thing, Too Short. Next thing you know, Pastor Troy, 50 Cent, Puffy, you know, Nelly. You know, the list just kept going on. Snoop Dogg. I just got Ice-T, Big Daddy Kane. I just started getting on all these people's albums. And, you know, I was a businessman, you know, because one thing, when I was in prison, I studied business. So I kept my own publishing, you know, and them checks started coming in. And I said, man, you know, I'm in the wrong game. I said, I need to be in the entertainment business. So I did 6 films. I also wrote 2 books. My first book was called Pimpology, The 40 Laws of the Game. This is like a mini memoir of my lifestyle in the game and some of the tactics that I use and how I could apply it to business. You know, so I gave it like a slash business self-help type book. Then I eventually wrote another book called The Art of Human Chess, which is kind of, you would say, is similated to The Art of War or The 48 Laws of Power. I wanted to do an African-American version of that, so I done that as well. And I did 6 films. I did Best of Both Worlds with me and Pimp C, Ghetto Street Sex with me, 50 Nelly, Too Short, Roy Jones Jr. I did this movie called Pimpology with Too Short. I did It Ain't Easy, and I got, actually, yeah, that was, I probably did more, I can't remember, but I know I got 3 more coming. I got The Making of the Autobiography with Lil Boosie and Ice-T, which details my experience with them as a literary agent. I'm also a literary agent, so I'm the one who's responsible for Boosie book deal. I'm also connected with the Boosie liquor deal with my man Steve-O. So we're right now, matter of fact, I got to meet with Arcanelli on Tuesday. We're going to try to get the Boosie brand up in there. You know, then, you know, of course, you know, my...
Oh, that's the, he got the cognac.
Yeah, the cognac, yeah. Me and my man behind that. You'll see...
I have it. I have one. I went, because, you know, Boosie came...
You know Steve, then?
Well, no, I know Boosie. Not
Okay.
Steve.
Right.
When we booked Boosie for an event in June, and when we went there, he had a couple boxes in his house.
Yeah, what? Yeah, the Apple?
It was a regular, he got Apple now?
So when you come, I know you be there Tuesday, I'm going to introduce you to this. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to introduce you to this other thing. So what I do is I go to the clubs. A lot of people don't know this, but I go to the clubs and I actually, you know, some of the deals that we broker, some of the African-American distilleries and brands, you know, I'm kind of the guy that's behind that. I go and work out and broker those deals with the clubs. You know what I'm saying? I can also.
We need to talk. We need some type of black ink drink.
I can definitely make that happen. Definitely, I can make that happen. I got the right people, the right contact. We got the distillery. We got the distribution channels. You know, like I said, you know, a lot of people when they look at me, they just see Pimpin Ken, but they don't know that I'm also the CEO of Hip Hop Fraternity. We got over 1,500 members worldwide. We in 6 different states. You know,
Hip Hop Fraternity strong. I already know that. I seen it.
But you know that people don't know that about me, Mo. All they see is the pimping, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they don't know, man, that you know I wrote 2 successful books.
Right.
My current book, my first book, is they did excess of $6 million already. We approaching $7 million in sales. You know, and I'm just a dude from the hood that put a book out, but I'm a pretty good writer. When I was in prison, that's one thing that I did. I used to write for the brothers, write brothers letters and stuff for them to their family. A lot of brothers could read and write.
Sound good.
You know, I studied a lot, went to college in prison. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm a pretty good writer, and I'm a literary agent. So I actually I'm the person who did Boosie Book Deal. So when you see Boosie Book Deal, my name, Ken Ivy, my real name, gonna come across the thing.
Smart.
I did your boy Ice-T book, Corey Wise from your hometown, the Central Park 5. I did Corey Wise book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Corey,
me and Wendy Sherman and associate with her and Sharice over there. We did that book as well. We also working with James. You know what I'm saying? Me on the Master P book, and you know I've sent proposals to Baby. You know we trying to get the Baby. We didn't send proposals over to my man Bruno Mars.
To get them to do books.
You offer him $3 million. So a lot of brothers don't know I am the bag. If you got the social media followers and you can make these people some money, I can definitely get you an advance check, you know, for a substantial amount of money.
Yeah, I need to be talking to this man. Real for real.
Oh yeah, man. And you know, but our main thing is to move culture. So I'll go back to what I was saying. So that led me into the entertainment business, and then so once I got into the entertainment business, I became famous on another level. You know, so you got to remember there's over 40 million records collectively sold with my name on it. So you know what I mean?
Checks is crazy.
Yeah, if you look at the PIMP video, that's me in there. I said Pimpin Ken said don't down them, crown them. So that's a $500 million. So I'm well known all over the world. You know, people know me. You know, every time somebody come to KOD. They be like, Pimpin Ken, my man, you know, one of the celebrities. Cause I done did business with all these guys. So once I morphed into that person, and then, you know, I started saying, you know, these guys really got some fucked up deals. These guys really don't have their business straight. And me being a guy that, you know, kind of like was majoring in business, you know what I'm saying? I understood how business was structured. I understood, you know, blockchain. I understood NFC technology, NFT technology, cryptology, BMI, ASCAP, you know, all these things, you know, that they didn't have together. They understand that hip-hop never had a union. So that's why I formed the hip-hop fraternity, create a union for these brothers so they can go to these record labels as a collective force and say, hey, look here, you know, we're not going to just let you guys, you know, give us these fucked up deals. Because, you know, mostly what happen, if I got a $100 bill, Mo, I know your people can't see it, but if I pull out a $100 bill and I gave you a $100 bill and you was signing me to Black Ink Records and you said, Ken, I'm going to give you 15% royalty on 100% of your intellectual property, you know, you just took 85% from me. But if I came to you and said, Mo, I got $1,000, and you said, Ken, I got $1,000, I want to buy that Rolls Royce that costs $500,000. I'm going to say, hell no, Mo, you must think I'm crazy. But I do think you're crazy because, you know, you're going to lose $850,000 in that transaction. At least you only lost $499,000. But you don't look at it like that. But, you know, I said, you got to put the value on your intellectual property that you put on your Rolls Royce or on your crib or your jewelry. The same way you value your jewelry, you got to value your voice because, you know, one thing people don't understand that when you do publishing 89 years after you dead, your publishing is still good. For example, Dolly Parton, you know what I'm saying? Whitney Houston did her song, I Would Always Love You in the Bodyguard, right? The song did mega numbers. Guess who got paid?
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton. Every time you go on YouTube and somebody play that song and they sing it to their wife, I Would Always Love You, who you think YouTube is monetizing?
Dolly Parton.
So that's how important publishing is. Michael Jackson was not dumb for buying the Beatles publishing. That was actually one of the smartest things that we did because in publishing, you know, like, I mean, you do a song, Mo, and something was to happen to you, unfortunately, and, you know, you just disappear off the planet Earth or, you know, you had an untimely demise, guess what? You're still collecting publishing, although you're dead. So when you can't collect it and you're dead, the money got to go somewhere, right?
Right.
So where it goes into copyright control. So any of these people who are controlling these publishings, they getting interest off of that copyright control money. So it could be anywhere to excess of $1 billion. So they can make anywhere to $1 million a month just on publishing, you know, because the people haven't claimed. Now, you can come back, your son can come back 20 years later. In the case of this guy, one guy, he was with the Beatles. He was with the Beatles and he was a drummer. He died. His son was on American Most Wanted. The lawyer seen him and contacted him and said, hey, look here, man. We have $3 million worth of publishing of your father. You know, can you please come and claim it? So he came and they gave him $3 million. And they took, of course, they took $1 million, you know, for, you know, lawyer fees.
For watching it.
Yeah, 1/3. So, but anyway, that's how important publishing is. You know, if me and you if we in the studio, we make a song right now. You said ding, ding, ding. You actually on the split sheet. You helped create that intellectual property, and Congress made it where that, you know, whenever somebody perform any music or anything or intellectual property, that the people, all the parties involved, should be paid, you know, a substantial amount of money based on, you know, the publishing. A lot of things what these artists don't know, which I'm teaching them in the hip hop fraternity, is that y'all think publishing is a national thing. Now, publishing is an international thing. You know, do you know where they jamming? I like Big Bucks at the Big Butts by Sir Mix-a-Lot the most in Singapore, in China. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Me in Japan. So these intellectual, these international performance and rights organizations, although they way over there, they still are, you know, by satellite. So they have to collect that publishing, and they send that publishing to these artists. But what these artists do when they sell their publishing, what the record label does, the record label send people like yourself or myself who business savvy over to Japan and work those DJs, and those DJs get that music in rotation and get it on rotation on the radio stations. And now, you know what I'm saying, they have maximum BDSs around the world, and you make it, we ain't just talking about the United States now, we're talking about Africa, you know, Japan, Australia, all these areas where this money is at, and you're not collecting the publishing because you have not did your due diligence. You have not signed up with BMI or ASCAP, which only costs $50, and one of them $150. That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, even with these streaming companies, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of melancholy with that, a lot of bullshit with that. A lot of brothers don't know that these streaming companies is actually putting them in a pool of music, and they telling them, you know, that we're doing it based on expectation or guesstimation. We're guesstimating that this is what you're worth. So if you're doing 1 billion streams, they might only give you $20,000 because that's the way I said. But what you can do, a lot of artists don't know, is you can send them a letter of intent, and if they don't respond to you, you can send them a cease and desist order. You know what I'm saying? You can tell them to stop playing your music, and then that's when they get serious. Hey, the Great Supreme just came in. That's my son.
Okay, there we go. What's up, brother? We'd like to welcome him in.
Come
Great
on.
Supreme.
So Mo,
Explain to us who he is real quick.
this is my son. This is Supreme. This is my baby boy. I got another son. His name Ken. All of our names Ken Ivy. Even his son named Ken Ivy. But for your listeners, if they want to know who my other son named Ken Ivy, they go to Netflix. You remember that show All American?
Yeah.
Well, that's my son, number 14, the quarterback on that show. You didn't know that?
Hold on. Which one?
Look, Ken Ivy, my name, my son.
I saw All American. So wait.
Yeah, he's in season 3. He's the light-skinned guy, number 14. He's the quarterback.
I gotta watch that.
What Tay
again.
did,
Man,
yeah.
I just watched that. Damn.
Yeah, that's his brother. That's my son, my biological
That's
son.
dope. That was one of my favorite joints right there too. That movie, that whole series, and I just watched season 3, and I don't even understand why I don't know. I can't put 2 and 2 together right now, but that's crazy, man. Congratulations to him. That's a dope ass series.
But back to hip hop fraternity.
Episode 13, 14.
Okay.
So the reason why I started hip hop fraternity is because my son was down here and he was doing music, and I always wanted to come down here and help him. But I didn't. I had businesses in Dallas, Texas. I had real estate, and I had like a dispensary type CBD thing going up there. So I was making a lot of money. So when I came down here, I started hip hop fraternity. And my son, he's his own boss. He's like, Pops, I got this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all these
So
help. I got it.
I couldn't get to his head, but then once he seen that I was serious and that I was down here and I was really able to, get into his head that, hey man, we got to work together and we got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Then my son, he came on in, and he came on in at a great time because at the time, he was doing a little shake up at the hip hop fraternity. So he came in, and he's really a good rapper. He's been rapping since he was 14. All them people that I told you about, Jermaine Dupri and all them, they used to come to our mansion in Wisconsin, and he used to be right there. He knew all them people before, he ever came down here. He seen him and Pimp C called him nephew. Pimp C, put him in his wheel. So it's like, he had been around this all his life, and then I tell people a lot of times, I raised my kids by example. You know what I mean? When he was little, I didn't talk to him like he was a baby. I didn't do that goo-goo gaga stuff. I talked to him like he was 25, like he was 35, like he was 40, because I know one day he'd become a 40 or 25, 35-year-old man. And now here he is in front of us. He's 24 years old. So, time don't wait for nobody, right? So, So we part of the hip-hop fraternity, and he's one of our marquee artists. He's very good. People that want to check him out, they can go to hip-hop fraternity and type in the Great Supreme. He's on there. He's got a good song. You've seen him perform in KOD a couple times.
I believe I did,
Yeah, he got a hit song. Did you send him your music yet? Okay, you probably got to send him my phone there.
It's on YouTube, right?
The one I want to sing you is actually in.
All right.
I dropped it yet, but I do got something on YouTube.
I mean, if you want, you could just email it to Black Ink Radio Worldwide real quick. It's an
I got
MP3.
something on YouTube though, Supreme Baggage. So you can look
Supreme Baggage.
Yeah, if you want to.
All right. And briefly tell us, just tell us what it's like to have a father like him, and because the thing is, my father, right? He was, he was he was a big dude in my neighborhood, one of the biggest drug dealers, one of the biggest just influences, and it was always hard for me. Just like how you said you want to help him, and he's like, I got it. It was the same for me. Like, I always wanted my own, like, respect in my own, because people used to, like, not want to fuck with me because of him, and I hated that shit, you know what I'm saying? And, you got to be careful what you wish for, because after a while, niggas did come for me, like, oh, you want your own shit? Cool, we don't have to worry about this nigga? All right, so, I had to prove myself. So, what's it like for you, with somebody like him that could cast a shadow, you know what I'm saying? But, you kind of definitely want to do your own thing.
father, I would say, he was how any other father would be to his kids, loving, caring, and made sure we were straight. But as a teacher, I don't think I could find a better teacher and a better somebody who could show me better guidance than he had. You know what I'm saying? So
That's good. So, what's some of the things that he taught you that you keep with you?
one of the biggest things would be to be number one. Like, whatever you do, be the best at it type shit. Like, everything you do, make sure you go your hardest at it and put your all into it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's great advice. As far as the music industry, like, I mean, you've been around all of these big artists and everything. Who's your favorite artist right now? Like, who would you want to work with? And if you work with anybody that you did want to work with, like, who is it? Like, who's your influences, and then who's somebody you want to work with?
Somebody I want to work with?
Yeah.
Wayne, Jay-Z, Jeezy. A lot of people don't, if you from Milwaukee, you know who he is. Baby Drew.
Baby Drew, no, I don't know
Yeah,
that.
so that's a few of the people I want to work with.
Well, you know, he speak about a lot of those older generation rappers because you got to remember he the type of dude that could tell you about the Isley Brothers, the Temptations, you know, because when we rode, that's all I used to ride to was these people that he talking about, you know. But
So you got his mind right.
but he still would love to work with people like Lil Baby and Da Baby, Moneybagg Yo, you know what I'm saying. But these are the people that he grew up on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But you know, that still says a lot, you know, as far as your selection, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I would like to work with new artists. I ain't saying I wouldn't like to work with new artists, but for artists that I would
Love
I'm looking
to
to
work
work
with,
with,
yeah.
like,
It's those.
if I run into those artists and I work with those artists, yeah, it's cool. Like, I want to, let's do it. But as far as people like, man, who I like, man, I gotta work with this person. Those are the people who I feel like Wayne, Jay-Z, Jeezy, Baby Drew, like, definitely.
Well, we're gonna make that Baby Drew happen like tomorrow.
So we're gonna make it happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna make that happen tomorrow.
when did you start rapping? Like, how old was you when you started?
When I started rapping, I was about 6. I remember going there. I was like 6. We was doing something for my pops, and he was like, "Man, get in there." I'm like, "Man, I don't know what to say," but I knew what to say because I had already been practicing.
You was ready.
I had already been practicing something. It just when the moment came, I was like, I don't know what to do. But man, I got in there. I spit the little shit I had wrote down, and it was crazy. Like, since then, I just been going crazy. Probably like 6. What that is, 23. Man,
It's
minute.
a good feeling.
Yeah. And then he came back hard when we went to Huntsville. I went to Huntsville for about 2 or 3 weeks, and Brother Shay, and the other brother, I can't remember his name, but they put him in the recording booth, and he really tore it up. And we got that's on YouTube. That's on my page at the hiphopfraternity.com, Hip Hop Fraternity, YouTube's, and he's on there. He's like 13, and him and his little friend, what was her name? That little girl, Liz's daughter.
Oh, Ashland.
Yeah, him and Ashton, they on there, they kicking it, that's when I knew he had it right. But my main thing was, I wanted to give him principles first, because I know you got to establish principles live forever accordingly, and I never want him to be a bomb, He's the type of person, he like, Pops, I don't want to be a silver spoon, I don't want to be a silver spoon, I want to be my own man, you know what I'm saying? But I was the type of person, like, I'm gonna buy you these Robin jeans. They were $500 jeans. I don't know if you remember those.
Of course, yeah.
So I bought him Robin jeans, Rock Revival, and he had the best of everything. You know what I'm saying?
But though, wait, let me say something. Let's keep it all the way real. To get them Robin jeans, we goddamn walked around Miami.
I made him sell
We
DVDs.
was selling
You worked for that.
We was selling DVDs for goddamn all day, so Memorial Day weekend. So it wasn't like
No, it
whatever
wasn't.
I got, I wasn't just getting the shit by the boatload. Like if I, you know what I mean? Like if I wanted something, we gonna put in some work to get it. And if I really wanted it, you know, it was there for sure. No questions about it. But
Yeah, I used to give him, cause we live in the suburbs, and there was a lot of Europeans, a lot of white people in our neighborhood. So I used to get him boxes of candy, him and his little brother, little Kenny, and they used to go sell the candy. And then they would make the money at the end of the day. They'd be so happy, you know, it'd be like $25. They'd be like, we got a bankroll. They'd be counting their money in front of me like they really got the bag, right?
They doing it.
But it was funny though, right? Cause I used to look at her.
It's training.
I said, yeah. So I was teaching them to be hustlers, and I also gave them books like Think and Grow Rich, the 48 Laws of Power, because I wanted them to be, bosses. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And now he be telling me about the books that I gave him. He know them better than me, which is crazy because he'd be telling me, Dad, this the principle of this, and this is how this go. And his brother's fanatical. Like he got affirmations through his whole house. Like I'm gonna be the greatest. He got the Ferrari he want. He got the type of chick he want. And he end up getting it. He got him a model type chick now. And he said, I'm gonna play this role. I want to work with Denzel. I want to work with these people. And right now he's been fortunate enough to work with Angela Bassett. So I'm proud of them. You know what I'm saying? He did songs with, what was that dude in Texas name? I know he doing.
I did songs with a lot of people, man.
DeRoe, right?
Lil George.
Yeah.
You name it, TK Kravitz. Man, I did a lot of songs with a lot of people.
That's a good look, man. That's a good look, and it's good, to want to be, on your own and do your thing. It's also good, that you have somebody like that can help you with the guidance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I definitely, understand your seat. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to just try to break out and do your own thing. You know what I mean? But it's good that it's good to want that. You feel me? And that's dope that y'all have the relationship y'all have, because even for you got him keeping you sharp when he coming back with shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
you ain't just sit. Like there's a lot of kids that just sit and take. You feel what I'm saying?
Well,
and not give back.
My other kids always been jealous of our relationship because, me and him been like partners from day one. He the only kid that I had that I changed the diapers. I ain't never changed them. One of my other kids that he the only one, and that shit stank. He used to stink. I mean, I'm like, man, I ain't changing no more diapers.
I ain't doing it ever again.
But, you know what I'm saying? He was a baby, and, everybody say, man, that's your twin, that's your twin, that's your twin, everywhere we go. And, everywhere I go, even though he was like 5 or 6, he knew how to act. He would never know. It was weird. He was never no weird dude, no weird kid. He never be crying like, Daddy, I want to go play. We'd be sitting there and be some boss players. We all be sitting down. He'd be sitting there sucking up game,
Smart,
and nobody would never say, man, get the kid out the room. You know what I'm saying? We'd travel. I'd be going all over across the country. We going everywhere. And I remember I was in Memphis one time, and I said, Supreme, I'm going to go to the casino. I'm going to go play some slots. And they had this little kind of kid thing, so I just dropped him off over there. And, usually a kid be crying, Dad, Mom, come get me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'd be like, hey, Supreme, you okay? I'm still gambling. He'd be like, Pops, go ahead, do you. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and that was impressive to me, you know what I mean, to see him being so accomplished. And, he remember everything. So then I was culture. I took him to the Martin Luther King, where Martin Luther King got killed. I took him to the Civil War Museum. I would take him different places in Miami, and I would explain different things to him. So at the same time, even though I was showing him, my side of the life, I was also cultivating him and showing him the world. And like I said, he, by the time he was 19, he had basically been in every major metropolitan in the country. So it wasn't nothing, surprising to him. So when a lot of times he rap, he be talking about certain stuff. I know he tell the truth. But people are like, man, he can't. That nigga, he ain't been there.
Can't have did all that.
Yeah, he couldn't have did all that. But I was there with him doing it. So you know what I
Let
mean?
me speak on that then. So keep it all the way real, because, you know, millions of people watch, you know, what we got going on and what we do. So, reason for my pops, it wasn't like I was just the golden child that he had to pick out. My bad. It wasn't like I was just the golden child he had to pick out. My, my, me and my siblings don't have the same mothers. You know what I'm saying? We got different mothers. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, and they mother didn't come from the situation my mother come from. You see what I'm saying? So my mother come from the game, and my pops come from the game. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm going to stay with my pops in the suburbs all the time when he in town. But you know, at the end of the day, I gotta go back to the hood with my mama, and it's a different life. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So the reason for my pops taking me in and making sure I'm straight is because he knew he had to make sure I was mentally straight when I go in a different environment.
Going back
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
To make sure I'm still on the same page that he on. You know what I mean?
Right.
That he want me to be on. And I definitely took in heed to that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
More than the bullshit. So.
Right.
Yeah, I think that some of the conversations that we had when he was young, I think they paid off, you know, because, you know, being who I was, and, you know, I ain't trying to, you know, scare your audience, but I was a beast. You know what I'm saying? I was a beast with it, right? You know, I was the #1 in the country, so, you know, everybody was taking shots at me, right? And I would explain to him, you know, what I was going through, you know, and how the game is played and stuff like that. Wouldn't necessarily try to teach him the game. He did at one time come to me and said, Dad, I found out what I want to be. I said, what you want to be? He said, I want to be a pimp. I said, oh, no, buddy.
Not you.
Not you.
Not happening.
You know what I'm saying? That's not happening. But
Said that. I remember that.
yeah, he said that, right? But you know, what I was doing, though, Mo, was, you know, because, you know, I mean, you know, I've been to prison. You know, I mean, I didn't punish niggas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I'm like a real boss in my city. Like, don't nobody fuck with me. I mean, like, you see how I move around here.
Yeah,
you know, like,
definitely.
I'm like 10 times that in my town. So, you know, I deal with a lot of stuff to get to where I was. And I know that at some point that he was going to go through it. He had even told me some point, and it almost drove me crazy, that some niggas was talking about kidnapping him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what? So, you know, my first thing was like, I'm finna kill every nigga that's involved in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, you know, he don't know, but we riding around, you know, trying to investigate what's happening. But, you know, it probably was just some nigga just talking, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but, you know, he was smart enough to, you know, he would have everything, the top of flight shit, but he was smart enough to stay in the house and be smart and then get caught up in the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was because I taught him to watch these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so he had, even at 13, he knew how to move. And that's what I liked about him. And then, so now, to talk to him, you know, he'd be like, Pops, chill out, right? And, you know, I want to be like, nigga, shut up. You know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy, you know what I mean? It's like this.
Yeah.
But, you know, I learned to respect his mind because his mind is a mind that I once had and that me and him was able to grow together. So I know who he is. You know what I mean? He ain't like no monster. I know, I know what I raised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm definitely a smooth individual, you know, ladies man, you know what I mean? So if you ladies know,
He said, if you ladies want in.
No, I ain't on none of that. But
So what? He's not your oldest though.
No, my oldest is my daughter. Well, actually, Kanisha's my oldest. She's down in Miami. She's got a master's degree. She went to college. Most of them did well for themselves. You know, I got maybe one kid that, you know, kind of all the way want to be like me. You know what I'm saying? She want to be in the game and, you know, do her thing. And I respect her, love her, you know what I'm saying? And support her, whatever she do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but my oldest son is little Kenny. That's the one on Netflix. And then he's my other
I'm
only
the
son.
youngest boy.
Yeah, I'm the youngest boy, and that's the only other son I got. Like she said, his mama and I, you know, we got money together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but, you know, my fear for him was not more so, you know, that he, you know, he wasn't a good kid. It was just that the pressure that he was going to experience. I already knew it because, you know, my daddy was a boss. My daddy was a street dude.
Right.
You know, my daddy was like real heavy in the streets, so that pressure was on me. So I already knew the pressure that he was going to experience, but I had to prepare him, you know, whether he wanted to be prepared or not, for the shit that was going to come.
Right.
And now me and him be talking, he like, Pops, what you was telling me a long time ago?
Yeah.
That shit came true. He like, Pops, that shit is crazy. Because, you know, I was telling him about how friends are, you know, and how people is, you know what I'm saying? How, you know, you got to let those weasels go in your life. You know, I always tell people, you know, the eagle is the most powerful animal on planet. He flies like this. He soars through the air. The eagle, when he sees a storm, he goes into the storm and he flies up and go above the storm so he can get propelled. The storm propels him. The eagle, he can see his prey 100 miles away. The eagle, when he see a pigeon, he fly up because he know he's flying too low. You know, when the pigeon make love, they glide through the air and they make love. When chickens make love, they make love on the ground. Chickens can't jump but 5 feet. I ain't got nothing against the chicken. I ate something last night. Right. But the chicken and the eagle would never be able to make love because the chicken only can jump 5 feet. But the problem with the eagle, right, and I tell this to my son, I tell this to everybody I get a chance to tell it to, is that when the eagle grab a weasel, and he grabbed me, put him close to his chest because he got to, when he ascend to 10,000 feet, as soon as he gets to 10,000 feet, he begins to descend to his death because the weasel is eating his chest out and eating his heart out, but the eagle won't let the weasel go. You gotta let these weasel ass niggas go in your life. You know, you can't just hold on to them.
That's
you know?
crazy.
Yeah, you gotta let them go. You know what I'm saying? If not, the same thing that happened to the eagle happened to you. As powerful as the eagle is, the eagle got his heart ate out. So, and I also tell them, I say, son, every friend that you get is like a 100-pound book pack on your back. I said, as long as you carrying them around, you won't even notice it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you just be carrying them, you be buying the drinks, the bars, you be getting the bitches and all that.
Tell me about
but
it.
as soon as you let them go off your back, you're going to feel like Muhammad. You're going to be able to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so get rid of the dead weight in your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and now he got situations, real life situations, where he's dealing with people and he's seeing that he's helping these people out in major ways, like in major ways. Like I'm talking about like on some real bags. And these dudes is acting funny towards him. And this is the shit I told him when he was fucking 2-3 years old. You know what I mean? Because I knew, I talked to him like he was a 25-year-old man when he was 2 years old. Because I knew that at 25 he was going to encounter these problems. Okay. You know, and, you know, but, you know, we believe in forgiveness. I always tell my son, that forgiveness is something you give to yourself. It's not something that you give to others. You know, anything other than that is post-traumatic stress disorder. Right. You know, we don't hold no burdens. We don't get upset with nobody. We just let it go. You know what I mean? I mean, if I tap the table, that's in the present. Whatever I said before, that's in the past. You know what I'm saying? We got to deal with the present and move forward to the future. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we got to keep tapping the table, keep creating the present as opposed to living in the future and allow those things that are no value to us to destroy us. And, you know, like I tell them also, too, I say, if you drinking poison Kool-Aid and thinking Rich Mo gonna die, you're absurd. You're gonna die. Right. You know, that's insane for you to drink poison and think somebody else will die. For you to be stressed out and thinking Mo gonna get a heart attack, you're crazy. Right. You know, let it go.
He's spitting that game. I hope y'all listening.
Let it go.
All right, real quick though, do me a favor, introduce your song. You know what I'm saying? I want to play that Supreme Baggage. That's the top one, right? Introduce that to me. Introduce me to that.
Man, so what we got going on right now with Supreme Baggage. This is a old promoted hit of mine, but it's a hit. We got a lot of new things going on. HHF, we in the building, and let's turn the streets up. Mo, what we gonna do? Yeah, gotta turn up a little bit about with it. You know what I'm saying? You smell it? Yeah, the drip way. Yeah. Light check on my neck, light check on my wrist. You know how I do it. Drill. Drill. Swah. Skirt. Skirt. Drill. Yeah. Yeah. Look at my. Look at my whip, it's a ASDN. Look at my wrist, it's a petty. Look at my fall through in Neiman's and cash shit. I don't wanna be with some Vegas. Look at my Louis V print in my baggage. Put Tiffany Co on the baddest. Whatever I want, I can have it. Told mama, don't worry, I got it. Look at my whip, it's a ASDN. Look at my wrist, it's a petty. Look at my fall through in Neiman's and cash shit. I don't wanna be with some Vegas. Look at my Louis V print in my baggage. Put Tiffany Co on the baddest. Whatever I want, I can have it. Told mama, don't worry, I got it. Bottles on bottles of Ace. My brothers, they ride with the K. I'm with your bitch in the Rari, just ate calamari, we lost in LA. La Prime, I'm a boss in the A. Don't care what it costs, I'ma pay. We did it, made back on the race. My dog's in the street like a stray. I just want 3 in the safe. Roberto Cavalli the fit. Alexander McQueen off the kicks. They know I'm the guy to the drip. I do this shit right off the rip. Let it 10 take the white off a brick. Fuck a bitch, nigga, run up the chips. Do the race, nigga, run from the dicks. Look at my whip, it's a ASDN. Look at my wrist, it's a patty. Fought through in Neiman's and cash shit. I don't want to be with some baggage. I Louis V print in my baggage. Put Tiffany Co on the baddest. Whatever I want, I can have it. Tell mama, don't worry, I got it. Look at my whip, it's a ASDN. Look at my wrist, it's a patty. Look at my fought through in Neiman's and cash shit. I don't want to be with some baggage. Look at my Louis V print in my baggage. Put Tiffany Co on the baddest. Whatever I want, I can have it. Tell mama, don't worry, I got it. Look at my whip, it's a ASDN. Look at my wrist, it's a patty. Look at my fought through in Neiman's and cash shit. I don't wanna be with some baggage. Look at my Louis V print in my baggage. Put Tiffany Co on the baddest. Whatever I want, I can have it. Tell mama, don't worry, I got it. I ran it up all the way twice. My pockets full and they double. Put a brick on my wrist, they in trouble. She a fool if she think that I love her. Yeah, she gotta be silly. I do the lose with Da Vinci. My Rick caught me just shy of 50. I'm busting the 5, it's fishy. I bustin' the ride, she licky. I do 25, come and get it. I am the flies and riches. I been the flies to do. You start sagging off Jimmy Choo. 100K on me now in the booth. I just go hard in the coupe. Put some bitches through the roof. Putting bitches in the coupe. Fucking bitches in the rave. Run through hoes, Eddie Lace. Pussy nigga, you just hate. Alexander on the waist. Alexander off the lace. Bad bitches in the bay. Bad bitches in LA. Look at my whip, it's an ASDN. Look at my wrist, it's a petty. Look at my fall through in Neiman's and cash shit. I don't wanna be with some baggage. Look at my Louis V print in my baggage. Put Tiffany Co on the baddest. Whatever I want, I can have it. Tell mama, don't worry, I got it. Look at my whip, it's an ASD. Look at my wrist, it's a petty. Look at my fall through in Neiman's and cash shit. I don't wanna be with some baggage. Look at my Louis V print in my baggage. Put Tiffany Co on the baddest. Whatever I want, I can have it. Tell mama, don't worry, I got it. Chance to maybe on the next break or something. Hot chicken.
Yo, that was, I like that, bro. That was dope. Yeah, you got some shit with you, man.
Send more the other video.
You got some shit with you.
We gotta send that over right now.
Yeah, let's get to it. We got a show coming up after this. I'm gonna have to have y'all back on here. Y'all got a lot to talk about, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, man. I just want everybody to know they can find me at Real Pimp Ken or at hiphopfraternity.com. They can get my buddies,
They'll have to be on YouTube, I think.
and get my books at audible.com. Just type in the name Pimpin Ken, and you can get all my books: The Art of Human Chess, The 40 Laws of Game. You know, if you contact me, I can get you the movies to you. We can do the Cash App, and I can send them via mail. We are about to start streaming. Or if you can't get the books from me, go to thehiphopfraternity.com and just type in the word books, and you'll be able to get the books. We also have the Hip Hop Fraternity clothing line. We got the varsity jackets. We got, clothing. We got music.
Oh, yeah, I need my jacket, man. Let me know where to get that.
What size you wear?
And jackets, I'm not sure as far as, it depends on how the jacket's made.
Well,
like numbers or like sizes. Probably like
you think a 4X?
4 or 5X, yeah.
I got a 4X for you now. I can bring it to you tomorrow.
Oh, see, that's what we talking about, man. You see what I'm talking about? I definitely represent. And a lot of y'all artists need to tap in with them and get down with the hip hop fraternity, man. We only as strong as our numbers, and at the end of the day, we got to build these numbers up. And if he got this, this way for us to be stronger and walk in with more numbers, y'all definitely need to tap in, man. 'Cause at the end of the day, we gotta stick together, man. We the only race that don't stick together the way we should, and the only genre of music.
Is this live?
This is black and white. Yeah, it's live.
Okay, well, we're gonna be at Whiskey Teas tonight, and y'all can come to Whiskey Teas. It's 3573 Highway 138, Stockbridge, Georgia. You take 75, get off on exit 228, and make that left, and you'll see us. You know, Supreme will probably, he got the convertible black Bentley. He probably had that parked outside. That would be your cue. You know what I mean? To know you're in the right place.
You feel me?
Yeah, and if that don't work, you can call me. If Instagram is back on, you can call me at 404-790-9627. Excuse me. And we'll definitely give you directions or send you a flyer.
Yeah, y'all hear it, man. Tap in.
And since we live, let me get mine in. It's your boy Supreme, man. We got a lot more coming in, a lot more music, man. Like I said, look out for us. HHF, like my brother Mo said, we only as strong as our numbers. So we need everybody to come and join us, you know what I mean? All artists, producers, cameramans, any type of, you know, anything you want to do with the film or music industry. Man, if you know about crypto and you want to enlighten some brothers on some crypto or something, man, come down to the HHF, man, and rock with us. Like I said, it's Young Supreme, the hottest artist coming out of Atlanta right now. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 28th and Burla to be exact. I got to throw the hood in there. And, man, we're going up. Believe that.
Let's go.
Mo, if you can make it, come on down tonight too, man. We want you to probably speak to the kids, man.
Oh, I'm coming. What time y'all doing that?
It's from 9 to it's a bar and restaurant, so you can drink. And it's just like KOD's, but it's the same thing we doing it on Tuesdays. You know, Hip Hop Fraternity and Black Ink and Waleed. Same demonstrations, just that we speak. So for an hour, we have guest speakers. You know, people like yourself. Mm-hmm. We would love for you to come and speak to the kids. Oh, yeah, I got your number. I'm gonna send you the direct.
Send me the address.
And yeah, just come on through, man. And we're gonna be having some of the Boosie juice there tonight too, so I can give you a sample of that apple.
I got the black one. I need the apple. I got it started with an M. I forgot what it's called. The one I got. But
I don't know the name. I just I get
just
the money.
Just make the deal.
Yeah, I'm just.
All right, y'all. Make sure y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that address. I'm gonna come. And we gonna lock it in, man. If y'all out there, come see me. I'm gonna be with them. If not, come tomorrow to KOD. Either way, you know what I'm saying. We in there, man. We trying to help people. People, let's get this money. Like, you know.
Let me get Steve Love, who's my business partner, who broker all the deals, with me. I mean, with Boosie, and with Master P and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm basically, I'm the business partner. We 50-50 business partners, and I'm the laid back type of guy, but I'm the guy that make the shit happen. But I want to give out to Steve. He do a lot of the connections. He do a lot of the talking to the distributors and talking to a lot of the the liquor stores and stuff like that. So I don't want to leave him out. I want to make it seem like I'm just making the moves, because he actually make the relationships. What I do is I do the strategy in the business. See, a lot of artists don't know that having your own brand is better than being an endorser, because if you go to one of these clubs and you come and you buy, the club will buy 100 cases. Mm-hmm. If you sell over 1,000 cases, Hennessy, Remy are coming by you out for millions of dollars. That's what 50 Cent is doing with the vitamin water, with the effing vodka. He sell all these brands because one thing they don't like is what they call a disruptor. When we do this, and when these artists realize they value and they get equity shares in these companies, they do brand integration. What happens, Mo, is that if they go to KOD's on a Wednesday and they tell everybody they're going to be there and they're going to sign that bottle, they can possibly sell 200 cases. All they got to do is do this about, maybe 100 more times, mm-hmm. and they're going to be offered millions of dollars. That's why, just like Facebook bought Instagram. They don't want nothing to disrupt what they got going on. Mm-hmm. So when they see a disruptor, they purchase it immediately. And that's what they're doing. Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to teach these guys, man. You all you artists out there, if you're listening to Rich Mo, get with me, man. I put my number out there. I can get you a liquor deal. If you got over 4 or 5 million followers on Instagram, I can definitely get you a book deal. You know, if you want your own potato chip and, you know, I mean, you ain't already got a situation, you know, my man Steve and I, we know James, we can make it happen for you. You know, we really are brand integrators, and we really about teaching you artists about equity shares as opposed to endorsements. Because I'm going to say one more thing before I go. If somebody give you some money, you know what I'm saying, that's charity. You know, if somebody pay you to use their product, you know, that's an endorsement. If somebody pay you to put their product on your Instagram, that's product placement. But what you really want to get into is brand integration. And when you do brand integration, that means that the company buys into the sustainability of the company, and they give you what they call growth capital, and that's when the narrative change. The trajectory of how, you know, you can create generational wealth immediately change. And that's what we want to teach these young people about equity, you know what I mean, about venture capital, about angel capital. These are words that y'all need to go Google, because these are the words that's going to determine whether you become the next mogul in this industry or whether you become an overnight sensation. And you got to learn the business. Business music is 90% business, 10%, 90% business, 10% music. So it's very essential that y'all listen to what I'm saying. And just because my name Pimpin Ken, don't let that fool you. Don't let that discourage you from reaching out and getting in contact with me. Because one thing we all know, that is one thing that can protect you, and that's a good contract. So if you read your contract, you read your paperwork, it's hard for somebody to screw you, you know, because the courts protect you in that regards. So, you know what I mean, we just want y'all to, you know, just get more money. We want y'all to learn the game. And, you know, I don't want to take up Richard more time. I know you got another person coming. But really, man, get in contact with me. I can really make it good for you. I can really get you the bag. I'm about, me and Steve-O and George, we about the only three brothers out here that really got a bag in that industry, in that book industry. There's no white company, and no disrespect to white people, no white company going to deal with a bunch of radical black men, you know what I mean, or dudes from the hood. But we do.
You heard it, man. Y'all get with him, bro. Thank y'all for coming, man. Thank y'all for listening. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all later for sure. All right, we out.
Black Ink, 125th, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now.
Yeah.